guys, good morning. This is Dr. Denney over at Four Paws at Fulshear Veterinary Clinic, and we're going to be talking about some frequently asked questions relating to cat pain management. Maddie's going to start us off by asking some questions.
Dr. Denney, how do I know what medication is safe to give my cat?
You can always give us a call. So call your veterinarian, call Four Paws at Fulshear Veterinary Clinic, and we will go over, do you have leftover medication from a different patient or another pet, and is it safe to give or not? We would have to have like a doctor-patient relationship, so you'd need to be a current client for us to kind of fully answer that question, but always call your veterinarian because there are some drugs that are safe for cats and then some dogs that are not. We have to remember that cats are not small dogs. Their bodies process drugs completely differently. There are some medications that do kind of cross species that you can use, but there's also a lot that don't.
What is the best way to give my cat pain medication?
This is a really great question. So if you have a cat and you've had to medicate your cat, you're going to be like, there's no good way. There's never a good way. But there are some tips and tricks that I can give you to make it a little bit easier. So cat pain medication comes in a variety of forms. We do get quite a bit compounded because our kitty cats can be quite sensitive. So some medications are flavored tablets, like we have a flavored anti-inflammatory tablet called Onsuor that is highly palatable. Most cats will take it like it's a treat, so that makes it easy. Liquid that you can just squirt into their mouth. Just keep in mind that when cats don't like the taste of something, which means like anything, that cats are very picky eaters. They will drool or foam. It's not an allergic reaction. This is legitimately them just being very dramatic. And they're telling you that, hey, that's what you put in my mouth tastes freaking awful. So they're not rabid. They're not having an allergic reaction. They're just really wanting you to know that this is terrible. And you can always rinse their mouth out with some water. There are some transdermal medications that we can use. They may not, like whenever we're getting these medications compounded, we just have to be aware that they may not absorb as well as they might orally, because absorbing through the gastrointestinal tract or the stomach and the intestines is going to be one of the fastest ways to get in the bloodstream. I don't think I've ever sent home injections for cats, but there are certain injectables that we can teach owners how to give. There are certain injectable medications that can actually absorb through the gums. You don't have to use a needle, like buprenorphine absorbs through the gums. So if you do have that medication at home and you're having to administer that, then doing it onto the gums, unless authorized to do unless told to do otherwise, because sometimes it can be compounded into a liquid to be given orally. I like to do it on the gums because then it's just a lot easier to squirt something on the gum than to shove it down their throat. Pilling a cat, so capsules, tablets, or pills. Having to kind of pop it down the back of their throat, followed by a little swish of water, and a little syringe is another way to give medication. So, but ultimately, we just have to find out what works best for your cat. And if you are struggling, please feel free to give the clinic a call. And my entire staff is very well versed and trained in the tips and tricks of how to get our feline patients to take their meds.
Can I give my cat human pain medications?
No. So no. Unless you are directly authorized by your veterinarian. Most of the human pain medications like Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen are extremely toxic to cats. Please do not give your cat these medications unless you want your cat to go into kidney failure. Please don't. If there is a question, always call. Please call before administering. You can call if you are not established with us, or you haven't been to a veterinarian and you don't have one that you can call, that you're not an established client with. Call the Poison Pet Helpline. Just call them. They'll be able to tell you like yes or no. As far as some medications that you would be able to give, as long as it's under the supervision of a veterinarian on dosage. There are certain doses of gabapentin that you can give, but it's very easy to overdose your cat because in humans, I believe the gabapentin only comes in 100 milligram and 300 milligram capsules. Occasionally it'll come in liquid, but you do need to be under supervision and instruction of a veterinarian before you do this.
Can I give my cat NSAIDs?
If they're prescribed for your cat, yes. So when Maddie says NSAIDs, that's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, and that's going to be going back to Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, acetaminophen. These are NSAIDs, and the answer is no. Your cat cannot take these. Please do not give them to your cat. It is toxic to them. It will poison them, and some cats do not recover. Now, if you have like Onsior that we were just talking about, that is an anti-inflammatory approved for cats at home. As long as you're under the directed instruction of a veterinarian, then you should be able to give it.
Are there all natural painkillers for cats?
So I think that's a really great question, because I think in today's day and age, everyone is wanting to do things that are more holistic. And what I have learned is that I like to blend the two, so Eastern and Western medicine. I would say that there are some studies, I believe, where catnip can help. However, it's not going to be, it's not long lasting. It can overstimulate the cat and it can have unwanted effects. So you just have to be cautious. CBD is up and coming. I would say that the studies are kind of inconclusive as to whether or not this helps or not. You do need to be using a veterinary brand. Please don't go to Joe Schmo's CBD shop on the corner that smells, that sells hookah or whatever. Please go. A good website is vrshealth.com. They actually have veterinarians on staff. They have done the testing. Their products are tested and safe and have appropriate dosing, because I know at every farmer's market that I go to, there's someone touting CBD for pets. And my question is, has it been tested? They look at me like a deer in the headlights, and then I walk away, because nobody wants to be that person. But just know that the studies are still ongoing. I'm sure that, you can try it. Just make sure it's a veterinary branded product. If you have questions, please give the clinic a call about this and we can chat about it. But what I would say, as far as like other natural remedies, acupuncture can do wonders. So if you can find a veterinarian certified in acupuncture, that can help with pain relief. Cold laser is another holistic approach that is natural. Like it's more, it doesn't involve like medication. It does use like laser technology to penetrate into the deeper layers of the tissue, relieving pain and inflammation, increasing blood flow. There are tons of studies out here. I use this on my own animals and it does great. There's not going to be a ton of options outside of that I would recommend, unless you are under, a veterinarian that is like a naturopath and has like a veterinarian's degree along with holistic, like from the Chi Institute, because there are some things that you can dabble with there, but you need to be under the supervision of a veterinarian. All right, guys, I hope this answered some additional questions that you might have about cat pain management. If you do have any other questions, please give us a call at Four Paws at Fulshear. We're here to help. Our goal is to make sure that if your cat is experiencing pain, that we alleviate that, because our pets are family and it makes us anxious seeing them hurt. And so if we can help your pets, then we also know that we're helping you. Thanks so much, guys.